All right, so hello everyone. So we are back in for day number 3 of this tournament. So it's day number 3 of Weekend Warriors Mobile Legends Series 1. So this is the quarterfinals and it's gonna be the first match for today that we'll be streaming as Goodfellas versus Mythic Nations. So we saw a lot of pretty good plays in the past few days. Goodfellas came from Group A, Mythic Nations came from last night's group, which was Group C. So it was we got all the teams mixing up together, and now they are just gonna keep fighting for the best for the start in the finals. So it seems like it's gonna be a best of 3 tonight. So this is what the whole schedule is gonna look like. We're gonna start at 6:45, which is in just a couple more minutes, and the players are getting ready in the lobbies right now. But before we start, head over to our website or like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, before and tell your friends all about this. So players seem to be ready. They are mostly in lobby, and teams are gonna go very shortly. So for now, it's just me, myself, Farhan Ikanbilis, and my partner in crime. He'll be here in a couple of minutes, and he'll be joining us. But for now, I shall keep you entertained. And so, game is on the way right now, and it seems like the ban and pick phases are gonna go on very soon. So we shall see what Goodfellas has to pick. Goodfellas now with the first ban of the game. So the Lu Yi goes down, and it seems like the Uranus, being a very problematic hero in this tournament, he is gonna be banned this time around. So Goodfellas, from the last game that we saw, unfortunately, they won up against Indura, sorry, in the first day, and it ended up in the loss for Goodfellas, where Indura came out 2-0 in that best of 3 matchup. So, but this time around, it's a battle between Brunei and Brunei. So Mythic Nations Esports NBN has been around for a while, and they have been competing with Goodfellas in the past tournaments here in Brunei. But unfortunately, Goodfellas, or you could say fortunately, Goodfellas has made it in the top 3 and has been the champions in a couple of past tournaments held here. So it's gonna be a pretty good matchup right now. It's just a matter of now they're fighting for the title, well, unofficial title of who's the best team in Brunei at the moment. So it looks like Yuzong being banned and an Atlas being banned. So lots of tanks. Tanks seem to be the ban meta right now, and as they are really impactful in all the team fights to come. So Clint probably being picked up here. I'm not sure whether it's a serious pick or not, because actually we haven't seen many Clint players in this tournament this time around, and it looks like Esmeralda is now being switched. So Esmeralda, a very popular pick in this tournament, it has done a lot of it has been very advantageous to a lot of teams as they really work their team compositions around Esmeralda. So it seems like Mythic Nation going with the first 2 picks, Chow being picked up, and the Kufra obviously. So the only tank that's left, one of the good tanks that's left up for grabs, and it seems like Hythos is probably in the picking, but maybe they'll wait till that passes down to the 4th or 5th slot. And so now more priority pick Yi Sun Shin. So Yi Sun Shins are pretty powerful this tournament, especially Roger too. So Popol, yep, so Popol made it through. It's a popular ban in this tournament, but unfortunately there's just too many heroes to ban, so eventually 1 or 2 heroes would make it through. And so Popol and Kufra, as you can see, just made it through to the pick phase, and Yusun Shin again being picked up. So pretty heavy damage for Goodfellas right now. So they got the good engage by Esmeralda. They got the Yusun Shin, which can really snowball if hyper carried, and he really gets his farms. And now probably a Kogura being picked up by Mythic Nations. Kogura is a pretty good AoE, has a lot of stuns, if played right, it can really turn a team fight all around. So we are on to the final bans for this game 1. So for those of you who are just joining us, this is the quarterfinals of the Weekend Warriors Mobile Legends Series 1. So we have 8 teams competing tonight, and this is gonna be the first match that will be streaming live. It's gonna be between Goodfellas and Mythic Nations. So please show your support in the chat, tell your friends about this, get people hyped up for this match. So now Goodfellas trying to figure out what to ban. I saw Roger being banned, so Masha again, a pretty weird ban by Mythic Nations, but eventually it seems to probably it works in their favor. They don't want to deal with Masha, and so it's now left to a Carmilla pick. So interesting pickup right here. They have the Kogura. They have probably the Kogura will be a mid lane, and Farsa being picked up. So this pretty interesting pick by Goodfellas. They aren't as tanky as you'd want them to, but War still has an open pick. It could go for a tank right here. They could go for a bruiser, and they're going for this Gatukacha. So I feel Gatukacha is somewhere in between. He's either a tank, he's either a fighter. He can do both, and since his rework, his passive really makes him dish out a lot of damage. So final pick now for Mythic Nations. And known for being the the marksman. So let's see what he picks right now. So Lancelot being picked up. So that's still also similar to the other team. They're trying to do a lot of damage. Carmilla, as we can see in the past few games, she is really tanky if played right. If she gets right in the middle of that team fight, she turns on her first skill and then she just lifesteals away. So now a Kimmy being picked out, the first Kimmy of the tournament. From our streaming side anyway. So yes, joining us today, I have myself, Farhan, Ikan Vilis, and just joining us is Jimmy, Light.
Hey guys, what's up? Hope you guys are enjoying the stream.
Yeah, so this is...
What game is this?
So this is Goodfellas versus Mythic Nations. So we just saw the ban pick phases. It's the first game of this whole quarterfinals that we're streaming. So we'll be streaming one more game after this. It's only 2 games for the night, and the next one would be TRL Hidden Strength versus TRL Hidden Crit. So it's that matchup that we were talking about last night.
Yeah.
The brother and sister team to prove who's the top of that organization. So but meanwhile, that will have to wait. We are now going to focus on this Brunei versus Brunei matchup, which is the Goodfellas and Mythic Nations, the both top teams here in Brunei. So it's now they're fighting for bragging rights, trying to prove who's the best Bruneian team here in Brunei.
And also for the semifinals. So anyway, Popol Esmeralda at the bot lane. Well, the Gatot Kacha feels like he's gonna go top on that offlane role, but now he's staying mid just to see whether they are going to steal the blue buff or not. So the 2-man gank the 2-man roam at the bottom lane, but they are just gonna clear the minion and go back to the lane. So Chao pushing ahead, so he probably can clear the minion or just, So nothing happening yet. Popol being a bit aggressive here.
Well, it looks like Esmeralda trying to steal the blue, trying to do a bit of damage, but she gets caught up. The knockout goes down, and first blood is to Kukura. And there is 4 members from Mythic Nation. They're trying to fight this out, 1-for-1 exchange, and it seems like Popol is forced to back off very low. And meanwhile, all the teams are gonna back off and disengage and get what advantage they can. So it's still really close. It's 1-for-1. Despite the first blood, it's still in no one's favor, and they're just gonna keep farming this up.
So there was a misplay, obviously, from the Esmeralda. He was far too in to the enemy team, while his Popol he was alone basically. So he didn't get any help. But until the Yushinshin roamed to the fight where they were, so they traded 1 kill as well. So it makes it 1-1. Still a close game. Just 200 goal lead, and now it's evenly matched. So we'll have to wait. It looks like this Carmilla and Gatokacha's not doing anything at the top lane, just farming it out. And now the Chao is gonna get ganked. Is he gonna take him down? Yes, he will.
So
It's gonna be-
meanwhile, there's a party up top here. There's 3 members from Mythic Nations. They're fighting for that turtle, and they just got that crab. Oh, what do you call that? Gold
the
crab.
gold crab.
Yeah. So nothing's gonna happen up top. They're just gonna keep pressuring onto this Gatukasha. They don't want him to get too fed or to his items. So I mean, and they're trying to catch for what kills they can. So Carmilla poking this Gatukasha, doing what damage he can. But yes, Carmilla is pretty tanky here. He can lifesteal away, but looks like Farsa is there to back him up. Unfortunately, not fast enough to catch the Carmilla.
So Shinshin using his ult just to see where the enemy teams are. So now that they know most of them are mid lane, they will be preparing on taking this turtle, will be respawning in just a few seconds.
But again, they're gonna go for the blue buff. But it seems like maybe Farsa might try to steal this, but unfortunately not close enough. They decide to.
They just
fight
didn't
it.
want to risk it because Gatot stopped with the missing Carmilla, and the Chow is also roaming at the moment. So now they need to play safe. Kufra is level 4, everyone's level 4. If you're gonna get caught, you will be dead instantly by this Mythic Nation team with that Kagura pick. But same thing can be said with the Goodfellas team. So Esmeralda now will be able to get this tower. No, he won't, but he'll be able to run away safely. So at the mid lane, we see 2 mid from both of the teams, but each of the teams, they're just playing it safe. So now the Shao getting taunt, going against this Gatot Kacha, but they're just gonna farm the minions while doing damage and run away.
So Kufra misses the jump onto the.
He's gonna get
Gatot
ulted
Kacha
back.
gets ulted.
To the
But
mid lane.
Popol is there to help. The double ulti goes down. Got it pretty low, and now 3 members of Goodfellas. But meanwhile, down bot, they got a kill on this Farsa.
It looks like it's a 2 for none at the bottom lane. So Kufra getting 2 kills out of it, I think. Now on to her catalyst.
Oh, this
item.
might be dangerous. Oh, Gatot Kacha goes down, and it seems like Yisun Shin is just gonna go for this crab, this gold crab.
Popo almost got that, but no worries.
But down bot looks like they're gonna exchange this tower for the tower that Esmeralda just got.
From the looks of it, I feel like Farsa's having a hard time just ganking. But what happened there? There was a
Shin
solo
ult.
kill from his ult basically. So Carmilla must have been very, very low, or she trolled that, guys. So now Chow getting caught. There will be another kill picked up by the team Goodfellas, and now making it 4-4.
So got Kufra with the ulti onto Esmeralda, but Esmeralda really tanky, just life stealing her way in, and just getting all her barriers, her shields up. But meanwhile, Carmilla is there to back her up, but it's not fast enough to get the stun off, and it seems like they are just forced to disengage. But meanwhile, down mid, Pupil taking quite a bit of damage. He gets his stun down, but unfortunately,
He's gonna
he
get
gets
caught by the Kufra. If he flickers now, he doesn't have any flicker, he'll be dead for sure. So that's a kill from Team MBN. Good pickup, but it's gonna get traded back as usual. If you go against Goodfellas team, there will be if you're gonna out-attempt them, it won't be that easy. So like you guys see, a lot of players from Team Mythic Nations were caught out of position, so they just capitalize on it and get the kill. And now they're just gonna control the map basically with this lead. So 1k gold lead ahead. Now Goodfellas coming back from the bad start, but I wouldn't call it a really bad start. Oh, is he gonna get the tower?
Is she gonna get it? Oh!
Calculated! But the Avengers is not so necessary, but anyway, we got a fight at the top lane. Popol.
Popol with a kill of her own somehow down bot lane.
And now he's gonna start the turtle as most of the players from Team MBN are on the top side, so they will feel safe taking this turtle down. So now Gatot Kacha is just walking around, just trying to bait them, I guess. So now with the Kimi ult used, they won't have any more skills to basically check anything from afar. I mean, they still got the Kagura though, but
Exactly, but I mean, the thing is, Kogura, she doesn't have her items yet. She
he's
only
gonna
has.
get caught flicker away at the right time, but now is he gonna survive this aerial strike from the
one
far
more
side?
hit! Oh, that dash
Fast
though.
reaction from YOLO's there, but Gatot Kaca coming in from behind. Is he gonna get this kill?
And
Yes,
he
he
gets
does. 8-5. Goal lead getting further
Bigger.
and further away from Team Mythic Nation Esports. This is not looking good for them, but Kufra with the stun there, with the ult combo with the Kagura, but now they gotta disengage or they will die just like their teammates. So now
meanwhile, Lee Sun Shin fighting for the blue buff, but it looks like he will get a kill until Carmilla. Now Kufra in trouble. He is getting caught. He is going to get stunned, and it goes down. The double kill for Lee Sun Shin. And it seems like they are just going to keep pushing mid. They have no answers for this, and it seems like they are doing really, really well. So 10-6 for Goodfellas, a 4,000 gold lead advantage at this 4-7 minute mark. It's,
look at his gold, man.
pretty good.
He's 6.45k golds compared to the 3k golds all the players from TMBN. So now he's just bullying them with his ult, just pushing the towers. He know if they come and stand next to him, they will die 100%. With all his crits, with his items at the moment, he's just carrying this team to victory. So MBN, RY with the Carmilla pick down at the bottom lane, go against this Esmeralda, but there is nothing she can do. The Esmeralda is just too far ahead at the moment.
Ooh, the Gato Kacha gets hit. He has to ulti away, but it looks like they're gonna fight under this tower. I'm not. It's a pretty interesting choice of engagement, but it seems like it worked out for them in the end. They got one kill, and that is just gonna keep securing their.
That's how strong they are at the moment. They just full on target the tank from 100 to 0, and they just like, okay, end with the tower as well, please, thank you. So now the second turtle being picked up by Team Goodfellas, none other than less than Yushin Shin is gonna take it, and now making the gold advantage 5k ahead.
Ooh, Carmilla has to be careful here. She is trying to act as a sentry ward. Okay, they know Popol is there. They're trying to do a bit of stuns on him, but probably gonna back off.
So now Popol completed a curse helmet, making him more tankier in the team fights, as he will be so problematic dealing in the team fights.
So I mean, just a question for you. I mean, does the curse helmet work on Popol's what's that? His wolf? Or is it only? Oh wait, actually it does. You see the aura right there. So that is. Oh, that's an interesting item.
Okay, so, but that ult though, the 4-man ult by the Kufra, Carmilla following that up and getting the first kill of this team fight, while the Chow is gonna come in and try to ult anyone that is low, but they will only get the 2 kills from this team fight. Still a good effort from Team MBN, but Team Goodfellas doesn't lose much with that team fight. Basically, they're still ahead. They're still controlling the map. The Esmeralda can basically 1 versus 3 anyone from Team MBN. So, but we'll see what Team MBN is gonna do to capitalize this mistake, basically.
So yes, we're reaching the 10-minute mark, and they are 4,000 gold ahead still, and it's going a bit back and forth. Finally, Mythic Nations has gotten their items. They're giving up a bit of resistance against Goodfellas. They are getting kills of their own. They're slowly getting back the gold lead, but they just need to push a bit more. But meanwhile, down bot, it seems like 2 people up. Popol goes down, Kagura with a kill, and maybe Esmeralda might be in trouble here. And he has backup though.
So 1-for-1 trade, it's alright for both of the teams, but now the Lord is probably gonna be prioritized by Goodfellas now. But they went in and pretty much just harassed, but now the real team fight is starting, and the first kill will be on to the Yushin Shin, the double kill, and now the Esmeralda is just gonna zone the last 2 players, and now the Shao just respawn, making it 3. But there's nothing they can do with this Lord pickup by the Yushin Shin by Team Goodfellas. There was a good team fight from them. They caught the players that were overextending from the last fight. Now Farsa is just gonna be in your face, hold them up, bringing down the aerial strikes.
Yeah, just that's a good move. Farsa just keeping them busy while they just go ahead and sneak that Lord away. So it's gonna be first Lord of the game going to Goodfellas. It's gonna give them a pretty good.
Oh, what a steal! Was it a steal from Kimi?
It was not a steal. Almost though.
Almost. So now, it looks like Team Goodfellas are just gonna wait for this Yushin Shin to reposition himself with the rest of the team while he's pushing bot, and also the Lord, of course.
So
and we'll have to
Kimi
see.
on the side, Popol just being annoying, trying to see what she can do. So they're just gonna keep them busy while Yi Sun-shin just keeps pushing bot, split pushing, wait for the Lord, push with the Lord, and it seems like they are gonna get ready in the mid lane. They are hovering around there, trying to pick up the fight. Gatot Kacha trying to zone them out, but this tower is surely gonna go down, and it gives them an opportunity to engage really well. So it looks like now they are gonna jump in, shut down, a double kill by Yi Sun-shin, a triple kill. Probably a Pupil kill, and it looks like 4 people are down for Mythic Nation, and that is a wipeout. That is game, and that is game number 1 going to Goodfellas as we head off to game number 2.
Yeah, that's true.
So that was a pretty quick game. It was under 15 minutes. It was only 12 minutes and 30 seconds. And it was back and forth at one point, but eventually Goodfellas rallied up and they pushed for the objectives and got the Lord. So I think it was a good game. It was really hard to get to the Eastern shit. They had no one to fully engage. I mean, Kufra was doing a good job, but unfortunately, Goodfellas was just too far ahead at that point.
Too far ahead. Very good draft pick, I must say, because with this Farsa and this Gatot Kacha, I repeat, no one's gonna come to your MM for sure. Because once you go past probably the Farsa, then the Gatot Kacha is gonna taunt you, and basically all of the teams just gonna focus on you. So that's the story of this game. It looks like the only kills that Team Mythic Nation can achieve was from mistake is positioning play by Team Goodfellas.
Exactly,
but
positioning plays, maybe catching a few people and then doing some defense, but then as you're saying.
Otherwise, it's just Team Goodfellas playing this perfectly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it was that was the story pretty much from start to finish. They had a game plan, they executed it really well, and it just really got them that victory. So for now, we are gonna get the players ready for game number 2, and so we are gonna give them a few minutes break to freshen themselves up, to get their mind back into the game, and so we shall be back, but don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a couple more minutes.
Nice.
Alright guys, so we are back. This is game number 2 between Goodfellas and Mythic Nation. So it looks like players are ready right now. So they are just gonna get into the band pick phases, and it seems like the game is on its way. So this is gonna be an interesting matchup. It's gonna be Goodfellas and Mythic Nations. It's a 1-4-0 where Goodfellas won their first game, but this is a best of 3, so there are plenty more games to come up. Probably this might go for game number 3. So it's interesting. I mean, basically last night, Mythic Nations they struggled to get into this game, to get their position into the quarterfinals. They had to play best of 3, and they went all the way up to the third game. So it went off pretty late at night, but in the end, they managed to secure their spot in this tournament.
So that gave them this spot on the quarterfinal. Now they need to win this next game, or else they're out of this tournament. They need to show that passion like they played yesterday late night because of the time schedule issue. But now we hope all the players are refreshed and ready to go against each other for this second game for tonight.
Exactly. So that is maybe what they needed. They just needed to take a break, recuperate, get their energies back, and make it for another day. So it's a brand new day, brand new start, and maybe a brand new enthusiasm. So it looks like that both bands are being picked up by both teams. So we got the Yuzong and the Atlas, and the Uranus and the Esmeralda. So it seems like Mythic Nations had a bit of problem with the Esmeralda in the last game, so they decided to ban it up. Right, so it seems like Lu Yi is available, so it's gonna be picked up first, and now Goodfellas with a Popol. So the Popol last game was pretty annoying. He was
doing his job. He was being the small CC machine that he is. Every time he uses his first skill, the wolf comes attack whoever he targeted and stuns that person. So that's pretty good. When in a team fight, you can just choose whoever you want, while you still have your second skill where you can call your wolf back to you and stuns people along the way. So now they opted to choose the Gufra instead of the Popol. Do you think Team Mythic Nation is gonna take that Popol, make it a 2 support, or are they just gonna leave it behind?
Probably it's not in their. I don't know. I haven't seen Mythic Nations picked a Popol yet in this tournament. Maybe it's not in their champion pool, but who knows? Maybe they might just bring it out, surprise everyone, and say that hey, we can use Popol just as well as Goodfellas does. But it seems like Roger is gonna be picked up as the marksman against this Yisun Shin, and yet again a Chao is gonna be picked up by Mythic Nations.
Yeah, I feel like it's just Chao is just a neutral champ to use, you know. Like whoever's on your opponent's side, you'll still pick Chao anyway, because even if you lose the lane, you'll still have a great kit with a great ult to catch someone and to initiate the fight. So now Xborg being the matchup for that offlane role, so Chao versus Xborg. And now the last 2 bans coming from the teams are gonna be from Goodfellas and Mythic Nation Esports. Will probably be some assassin,
or it could be a tank, because it could be maybe a high loss, or maybe a ban for Ling, or
who would you ban? Like, since you know they pick, you've been going against them.
Probably a Farsa from Mythic Nations. Who knows? It's a popular pick there. There you go.
Right. High loss was big. It was the banned champion for this last ban. And now the Mythic Nation Esports. What are they thinking? What do they not want to go against this Goodfellas team? So
probably the Farsa. I mean, Farsa was really annoying in the last game. He really picked people off. He did a lot of damage. So there you go. The Farsa being banned. So they don't want to deal with that Farsa. And it seems like now it's to the Goodfellas pick.
So now the Selena being picked over the Popol, which is interesting because I feel like I like Popol. It's a good pick. Like, you can go play Popol against anyone. So but now
Okay, so there you go. There you have it. So Popol being picked up by Mythic Nations as a surprise pick, I guess. They're trying to prove that hey, we can play Popol just as well as you do. It's a viable champion.
It's a
anyway.
viable champion, yeah.
It has a lot of utility. It can be a damage dealer. It can be a initiator from far away. So it's pretty safe and it does a lot. It brings a lot to the team. So now Jawhead being picked up. So interesting pick. They don't really have a super tanky team on this Mythic Nations. They're opting out for this high damage, high reward play, this team composition. So it's just a matter of they're relying around Chow to engage or maybe Jawhead to engage, but it's gonna in my opinion it feels like it's gonna be a bit hard because they're gonna go against the Selena. Selena can easily see where they're coming from with all the traps. She can easily stun anyone and then disrupt their engagements.
like you said, high reward means there's a lot of risk coming in. Using this style of team composition, it's going to be exciting to see what MBN has in store for us, because they've been going against a lot, so we might never know if they train for this team composition basically. So anyway, the last pick will be Gatot Kacha from team GFS, completing their offlane roles, and also their mid hyper carry will be the Yushin Shen. So now I can't wait for the second game.
So yes, an interesting team composition. So you got Gatot Kacha and Kufra, still both tanky players. As a difference compared to the last one, so they got that's actually Export too. So there's really three really tanky heroes right there. So Brunei number one, Export flexing it there.
Flexing Pak Pong. Skirt. So now we're gonna go into the game. For the second game, will MBN come back from this defeat, or will GFS Goodfellas, the fan favorite, the number one team in Brunei, is gonna sweep them clean with a 2-0?
So yeah, it looks like Popol is gonna go just scout up ahead, just make sure that no one's trying to invade, trying to play it safe. And meanwhile, both teams are gonna play it safe. They're gonna go for the red buffs first. They're gonna try to get the double buffs as soon as they can, and we shall see what happens in the middle. So Popol is now going a 1v2 against these mid laners.
So that's interesting that they left the top lane for this Yushin Shen to cover, but no, it looks like the Chow could have easily gotten a chip damage on the top tower, but he instead took that gold crab. But anyway, now the roam's coming from team Goodfellas. Are they gonna steal this blue away?
Oh, Yushin Shen in trouble though. Okay, he's forced to flicker away and he gets away safely.
He almost got that blue steal on the top jungle side. That would have been terrible for team Mythic Nation Esports if
And it
that
would have
was
been
stolen.
an awesome play by
Exactly.
Goodfellas.
But anyway, so now we are still progressing through this early game. No one is playing it risky. Everyone's farming up. They just don't want to even create that map control or zone pressure from each other. So now, but then again, 4 of the members from team Mythic Nations are eyeing this free kill basically at the top lane. So now Popol's gonna use his first kill, and that's gonna allow his wolf to follow him. But the rotation coming in from team Goodfellas. Now Yushin Shen ulted, and now the Popol's gonna get caught by the Selena. That's gonna be first blood by team Goodfellas. Ally with a nice clean snipe onto that Popol. So now they are gonna disengage. They are just gonna... Oh, that's a nice stun too, but the pull from...
Oh, Louis almost got the stun onto them.
So now, Chow survived with a sliver of health, and now the Louis is just going to cover this top lane, back off and reposition once more at the mid lane. So now it looks like an even fight at the bottom lane between the X-Borg and the Jawhead. I doubt they will commit to any sort of fights anytime soon, because Jawhead will be probably thinking, I don't want to engage on an X-Borg, he got an extra shield. So now I'll just wait for my team to gank him and I'll follow up. So now Popol's setting up the trap, and now the Roger's gonna get stunned, but it's not level 4. But majority of team Goodfellas are bottom lane, and they will be able to finish him off just like that. 2-0, good start by team Goodfellas. Not so good start. Not so good for team Mythic Nation Esports. So now
they're trying to steal the red buff. The ulti goes down by Kufra. Popol
now,
in trouble. Oh, that. But is it enough? He is really low, and Selena going for the kill, but is gonna sacrifice herself.
And now the double kill by the Yushin Shen. they're not gonna commit this, or are they? So now the auto attack getting in.
Oh, they're pressuring him from both sides, and looks like they are gonna tower dive this. Now Roger gonna go down to Export. All members of Goodfellas are gonna survive that engagement, but meanwhile up top, Chow with the push, trying to get the tower, and it seems like Popol is trying to defend this, but Goodfellas dangerously low right now, and they get the blue, but Kufra gets it instead. But
That's how panic they were. They let the Kufra take that blue basically, so they won't give the opposing team any type of gold advantage right there. So now Kufra, the Jawhead, I mean, sorry.
oh, barely gets away the exports, but still good play by Jawhead there.
Yep, he got the flicker away, but unfortunately couldn't get the kill. But he will be able to get a lot of towers on a lot of damage, sorry guys, onto this bottom tower. So now both teams still haven't got. Oh, I'm sorry, Mythic Nations got the top tower, the first tower, and now Goodfellas they are gonna respawn with another kill of their own too. So it's 2-6, and now they're controlling the turtle without that Chow alive.
Yeah, which is, I believe, is what they need to get back into this game. Mythic Nations needs to get some gold, needs to get back that gold
but
disadvantage. Oh, that block by Popol stops the Kufra from stealing it, and seems like Chow is gonna keep going on to Kufra, but it's not enough to touch him. But the ulti goes down. Looks like one tower each for both teams. So it's not much of a gold difference at the moment. Okay, it's roughly 2,000 in, but it's still anyone's game. You could just kill a few more,
And it will
you
be
get,
equal, yeah.
exactly.
So anyway, now Team Mythic Nation Esports, what they have to do at the moment is just try to regroup, since Team Goodfellas are so
this is
far
a
ahead. They can just 3 versus
Interesting.
5 everyone. So now there was a gang attempt from, the engage from Team Goodfellas, but now they are gonna get outplayed. They're gonna get traded and punished for 2 kills out of none. 3 kills basically. So now the goal lead is almost catching up for Team Mythic Nation Esports. So good play right there by Team Mythic Nation Esports, understanding what the situations is and re-engaging after that after that tower break destroy at mid. So they know that Team Goodfellas doesn't have any more skills to use, and that's when they engage back. So good play by Team Mythic Nation Esports, but a misplay from Team Goodfellas, investing everything they have for that tower where they could have backed and come back in 5 minutes.
Selena being very visible as she threw that.
So now the emoji from both teams with the friendly banter, but now the Popol is gonna zone out this Kufra away from this turtle that is gonna spawn in just 10 seconds, while Team Goodfellas are also preparing at the top lane.
So Kufra a bit low right now. He is if they choose to engage this, he might be in trouble. He might go down pretty fast. Or the ulti by Yusunship takes them down to a quarter of health. And it looks like Popol is gonna be targeted, but he's forced to flicker over the wall.
Flicker over the wall and onto his death. So now Team Mythic Nations Esports, 1 man down at 7 minutes in, but I doubt there's anything Goodfellas can do. They were looking for this Chow, trying to see if they can gang him. Let's see if Selena can land a crisp, smooth spear onto him. If they can, then this will be the engage, and they're probably gonna do something about mid or top turret.
Oh, so she misses that stun, but it's okay because they are just gonna get their buffs, and it seems like they are just gonna keep farming this and hold it
Exactly,
off,
yeah.
defend, and get their items.
So Jawhead still going toe to toe against this Export, which is 2, 1, and 4 with that immortality, which is gonna be pretty annoying to fight against at lane, because you know he is still gonna regen that health without losing any, let's say, real health. So now Gatot Kacha is gonna engage behind Team Mythic Nation
Popol
Esports,
in
catching that
trouble.
Popol, and now Dolniti going in with that ult, but Luyi are gonna purify that away. So another good engage by the Selena right there, going in, but now gonna get traded back by the Roger.
But it
he
was
is
a
down.
bait.
It was a bait. He's down now. The carry is down. Now that flicker comes from the Jawhead, but oh man, who's your daddy?
He is.
He is. He is. For Mythic Nation Esports, he is their daddy. So now they are thinking of getting this mid tower, but they won't be able to get this for sure. Let's see if the minion can survive everything coming.
So they're really playing around with the tower damage here. They're trying to take
Oh,
the
there you
damage
go, a
away
stun.
from it.
Onto the Yushin Shin, and now they're just gonna get outplayed and get punished basically for overextending that. So now the turtle's gonna be up in 1 second, and Team Mythic Nation Esports, if
I'm not sure if this is a very good
they should
decision.
they
Okay, but the
should.
damage by Yi Sun Shin though.
is pretty strong, and now he's gonna be able to take the turtle without any worry at all. So if I were Team Mythic Nation Esports out there, I would be ready, prepared for that turtle fight, because you know there's no Kufra and there's just Gato Kacha, but you know he just used his ult, so there was a free turtle and a free kill, because Yushinshin doesn't have any flicker at all. So I don't know what went wrong with the team come right there, but
Whoa, that damage by Jawhead though takes him down to half health in just one combo, and looks like he
but
might
now
be
it's gonna
going
get
in.
stuck. Are they gonna just at least pop his immortality? But they know the rest of Goodfellas squad are coming in and disengage at the right time. So now Gato Kacha just gonna chill with the Chow at the bottom lane, just gonna farm it up, and he is looks like he's roaming to the mid lane for a fight upcoming. So let's see what Goodfellas are trying to do here. The Mythic Nation Esports as well, they can't really misplay this next team fight like this. They, oh boy, this
Jawhead
is gonna
caught
be
all
a
alone, and his stun goes down. He tosses him into him, but unfortunately unable to run away.
So there you go. That's one thing that they need to be very, very aware of, their positionings and the other enemy team's positioning. Because you know, you lose 80% of the map, or basically 95% of the map. There was a good stun and a good jump by the Kufra, but a good purify, a better purify from Liu Yi. So now they are gonna. Oh, Chow, what were you doing there? He was just. He opened mid basically, dude.
Alright, now Export just showing his toughness in the team by unfortunately not enough to run away, or is it?
It is not enough, unfortunately for him. So that will be his immortality and his second death of the night. But it's still 9-14. I wouldn't say it's pretty close. I would say that Team Goodfellas are controlling this game, controlling this map. I wouldn't say controlling, dominating this game basically.
Exactly, so they're not giving up many towers. They've only lost 2 towers, and they are just getting all the turtles and faking fights where they need to. Although the KDA, the kill scoreboard is pretty close.
Oh boy, but now the damage though from the support Popol, taking Selena down to half HP. What was that? How did he die? But anyway guys, so there's another kill onto the Liu Yi. She got no purify to walk away from that barrages of ult from the Yushin, so now she's dead. But this will be an opportunity for Team Goodfellas to take the Lord, but even if they still have 5 members alive, Goodfellas just gonna take the Lord regardless. So now the Lords slowly going down as
Soloed by Yi Sun Shin.
at 12 minutes.
Yep.
So 10k golds ahead.
Oh, they got to catch out though, playing it a bit
And
aggressive. Oh, they're all going in one by one, and it's not. I'm not sure how I feel about that
Oh, the
engage.
flicker from the Shinshin. He thought he would get the kill, but he just miscalculated that play. So now they are gonna focus their attention to the bottom lane, but Chow is there to cover it up. But is it enough to go? Are they prepared for this Lord push?
I mean, they have 4 members on Mythic Nations and only 3 members pushing for Goodfellas. Although these 3 members are the tankiest, they are the most fed members of the team.
Yeah. So anyway,
So it looks like they are just going to capitalize on a push. They're going to push for 2 inhibitor towers, maybe a third one up top. They have the creeps for it, and it seems like Export is going to fight. Oh, okay, so he gets the tower damage and he spreads it around. Now they're going to engage. They get a kill onto Export. Well, they get another kill here. Export very, very tanky, and looks like another kill onto Roger. But yet, look at that. So it seems like they are going to engage Chow with the ulti, and Export goes down. So that's a 2-for-1 exchange.
But that has to be game. That has to be game right there from Team Goodfellas. So another stun from the Selena. She don't miss. And there you go. That's game number 2. Goodfellas 2 and Mythic Nation Esports 0.
So that was once again a pretty quick game. It was only a couple of minutes in the game, and it was pretty I would say maybe dominant from the beginning to the end. I mean, Mythic Nations did show quite a bit of resistance compared to the previous game 1, but unfortunately, as we mentioned, it was a pretty high risk, high reward team composition, and
so,
it did not work out in their favor.
But if you are against a Selena player that doesn't miss his stun, and a Gatot Kacha and a Kufra that doesn't miss their stuns as well, then you're basically the game's gonna be hard for you, especially against this weird type of team composition from Mythic Nation Esports. I mean, I like the pick, I like the 2 supports pick, but it's just unfortunate that they can't progress through the late game without feeding a lot of kills to Team Goodfellas. So anyway, it's, as you guys can see at the score, it's 21 to 12 kills. That's considered a pretty far lead for Team Goodfellas, and considering it's the Selena that's fat, it's the Yushin that's fat, you're 100% you're gonna be in trouble.
So okay, so in your opinion, Jimmy, who do you think was the MVP of this match?
Oh, for sure. If I can give MVP, it will be to 2 players, which is gonna be the Selena and also the Yushin, because they both played pretty great. They both controlled themselves from being too greedy. At least I would say just Yushin, because Selena got three deaths anyway, so now that's considered trolling in their standards. So, by the guys, I was just joking. Once again, congrats to Team Goodfellas for progressing through the semi-finals, flexing
in
dominant fashion, basically. So we expected that, but it was a nice try, nice effort from Team Mythic Nation Esports for at least showing a little bit of resistance, a little bit of fight in them. At least it wasn't as close as possible, basically. It was still a pretty good fight, pretty good match to watch. There was a bit of team fight where it went back and forth, and it wasn't as one-sided as it is.
So yeah, I have to say that watching these Bruneian teams versus Philippine teams, you can see a bit of a difference in their playstyle, where Bruneians, they like to battle it out from the beginning to the end, and they like to pick team fights, they like to engage the team fights, force it, and eventually from team fights they end up pushing, end up getting objectives, whereas in the next game that we're gonna see, it's gonna be TRL Hidden Strength versus TRL Hidden Crit. So both teams of this TRL organization. So we're expecting a different type of gameplay here. They're gonna usually, from what we've seen, as they've gone for objectives, they've pushed, they've gone for turtles, they've gone for lords. They don't prioritize those team fights as much as these Bruneian teams.
Exactly. So I would say the Filipinos, they play a little bit more safer while playing it macroly. I would say their macro play gameplay is pretty well detailed compared to these Bruneian teams. As you guys can see from the previous games that we streamed, which was Bruneians against Philippines, the Philippines team just steamrolled the Bruneian team with objective, with good macro play, and basically that was it. Team Brunei, yes, they are able to bring the fire in the early game, but once it starts to the mid lane, to the mid game and the late game, objective
wins.
Objective wins.
It gets you your items. It gets you your goal.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, it's not to say one's playstyle is wrong and one is better. It's just a matter of how you executed it. And in the end, I think by playing just Mobile Legends, you can easily tell that team fights really determine how a match goes. I mean, you get a few kills ahead, you get super fed, you snowball, you win the games, you can solo it all the way.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we hope you enjoyed that first round game for tonight, the first quarterfinal game the second quarterfinal between Goodfellas and Mythic Nation Esports. Uh, there was an intense game. We really hope you enjoy it, and we will get back. We will be with you guys later for the third match for this quarterfinal tonight between TRL Hidden Crit and also TRL Hidden Strength. So anyway, once again, we wanna thank you for Team Mythic Nations Esports for being passionate about this game, for joining these tournaments, for what do you call it, for motivating this new future players that's gonna come in soon.
So yes. Anyway, so we will take a short break after this while we get the teams ready and for the next match of the day. So as you can see, it's quarterfinal match number 3. So we missed out match number 1, but do not worry. You can always catch all the highlights, all the replays on our Facebook page. Be sure to like our page. Be sure to like our YouTube channel. Tell your friends about it. Support your teams that you think that are gonna be in the finals or that you want to see in the finals. And so we shall give you as much coverage as we can. We shall stream what we can, and we will be on our way as the match will start at 7:45 or roughly a few more minutes while the teams are getting ready. So don't go anywhere. Tell your friends. Let everyone know about what's happening tonight, and the winners of tonight will be heading off to the semifinals and the finals for tomorrow. So this is gonna be really interesting, and it's gonna really showcase the talents and the and what teams we have here in Brunei and what teams are in Philippines,
Right.
and who is the better of all these teams.
That's true.
So that is it for now. We will be back in a couple of minutes. Just be patient. Grab your drinks, grab your food, grab your popcorn.
It's
We
gonna
shall
get
be in
intense.
for a pretty good show up ahead.
team is banning. Your team is picking.
Harley.
Your team is picking.
Eudora. Rafaela.
Your team is picking.
Cecilia. Karina.
Your team is picking.
Hanabi.
Your team is banning. Your team is banning. Your team is
Nana.
picking. Your team is picking.
side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. On we'll go, finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest, echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun.
Alright guys, so we are back. This is game number 3, match number 3 of this quarterfinals. It's gonna be between TRL Hidden Strength and TRL Hidden Crit. So this is day number 3 of this Weekend Warriors Mobile Legends Series 1. So it's top 8 teams right now. It's gonna be pretty interesting. It's a Philippines versus Philippines matchup. As we saw in the previous one, it was a Brunei versus Brunei matchup. So we shall see who's the most dominant of the Filipino teams right now. I mean, there is
Especially-
ongoing 2
sorry.
more other games.
Yep, that's
but then for this case, it's both TRL teams and they're trying to prove who's the better team. So you were saying?
Exactly. Like I'm saying, so since it's both from the same organization, so both team, I'm expecting them to just grind until the end and show each other that they are better than their counterpart. So now it looks like most of the teams are ready as we speak, and we will be playing the game shortly. We'll be going into the lobby shortly. But now let's talk about Crit. Let's talk about Hidden Strength. We streamed their games yesterday, and we were very, I guess we were very impressed by their team style fighting and team fight style, and also their picks are sometimes unusual. We saw the Elise getting picked off. We saw what else? We saw the Khalid being picked off. But now we're expecting a more weird, unusual picks for this type of game this time around.
So yes, as we saw earlier last night, there was another TRL team going against this Crit. So it was between TRL Crux and TRL Crit. So unfortunately, Crux did not have the upper hand. They did not come up with that victory against Crit. So it seems like Crit is the team to beat right now. But Strength has a lot more to prove also. So they were in different brackets. They were in different groups earlier on, but now they are finally meeting up for that position in the semifinals. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. Players are just waiting for the game to start. It's gonna start at 8:15, which is just in a couple more minutes. So it should be one game to look out for.
That's
so
right.
as we saw earlier on, just a quick recap of what's happening. We saw the game number 2, which was match number 2, which was between Goodfellas and Mythic Nation. So it was pretty close. There was quite a bit of resistance from Mythic Nations, but unfortunately, they did not rally up in time. They did not have the solutions for Goodfellas, and Goodfellas just did a sweep. They got 2-0 in that whole matchup.
Exactly. So Goodfellas, although they were kind of giving them some kills for the opponent team, but they didn't give them an inch objectively on that game. So that led MBN to struggle to get them towers or basically just get any kills. So once again, it's Goodfellas anyway. We are expecting that type of gameplay, that high level of performance from them, and they showed us. So now we are on to this third round for tonight, which
Yes.
is Team TRL. If you guys are just join us, blue side is Team TRL Crit, and on the red side, we got TRL Hidden Strength. So basically, they're both under the same organization, which is TRL, but different. I would
Players.
say players. Yeah. So
Yes, so now look at this. The first ban being Popol, being very annoying in the last game. So as you can see, it is now a popular ban. Not a lot of teams want to deal with this Popol. Popol has a pretty annoying skill set. He has a really long range stun. He has an additional minion to tank for him. And he just does a lot of damage if you build him as a marksman late in the game.
overall, you have that early game safety and also the pressure along with that safety to progress more smoothly into the late game. So that is why Popol is a famous ban, is a common ban now between all these teams that are playing in this tournament. So Yushinshin and Farsa, also a ban by both of the teams. I guess the aerial strike, since they know each other, right?
Yeah.
So Farsa might be a weird ban to you guys, but it is not to them. Maybe they have found a way to work or play against this Uranus. That's why the Yuzong and the Yushinshin ban is coming true.
So yeah, this is an interesting ban phase. As you can see, as comparison to the last game that we saw, a lot of tanks were being banned by the Bruneian teams, but this time around no tanks were being banned. All the tanks are true. Kufra is open, Atlas is open,
right.
and as you can see, Uranus was being picked as the first pick by Crit. So if any indication from the last yesterday's game that we saw, Uranus on Team Crit was a very, very strong pick. He was really unstoppable in that. He got really beefy, he got really tanky. They had no solutions to him, and he was in front of everyone, and he just like really disrupted the whole team.
Exactly. So that disturbed their momentum and basically just won the game just like that. So anyway, the last pick from Team Hidden Crit, will they prioritize this Roger pick before the banning phase, or will they pick an export and play it safe? So if you guys don't know, apparently Team Crit Fuji is a one-trick Selena player. So oh boy, I can't wait for the spears to land, but we can't count Hidden Strength out because they are still a very good team, and I hope they will work their way around that Selena pressure early in the game. So Ling being banned by Team Hidden Strength, they do not want that Ling played too by Kian. As you guys, all Freezy, as you guys can see from the last stream, I think it was Kian that went 10-0 and 11 in that using that Ling. So maybe they just don't want to risk it and play it safe.
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I think these players, they know each other pretty well. They know their strengths and weaknesses, and they're trying to play around that. They're trying to ban the heroes that they don't want to go up against. And looks like Xborg, yeah, as you mentioned, it's very annoying, and they don't want it to go into the hands of Strength.
Exactly. So this feels like it's almost an individual targeted ban rather than just banning all those important champions like Atlas, right? You got the Xborg being banned, you got the Ling being banned, you got the Shinchen, you got the Farsa being banned. That's like individually targeted. So now, is he gonna respond with this Lancelot along with the Freya? This will be a nice combo, but the early game will be very hard comparing to this team with the Lu Yi. But we'll have to see first how they will play this out. So is it really gonna be a Lancelot? And that's also a nice skin, a very cool skin.
So yes, as you can see, this Freya gonna be picked up by Fuji or by Team Crit, as in the past we can see Freya being popular, picked by Team Crit. They have picked, I think, Freya in almost every single game.
In almost
that they
every
played.
single game they've played. That's impressive. this is the only team that we know so far in this tournament that can play around this Freya that well, that can let him be what Freya is supposed to do, which is sometimes you gotta split push, but then again you will be expecting that roam and that gank from the enemy team, so you can just 1v3 them and just run away. So yeah, the last pick from Team Hidden Strength is gonna be 8mm, which is very that was very nice, very questionable pick from Team Hidden Strength. So, but we'll see what they are gonna do with this. I feel like it is gonna be 2 mid, 2 top. I mean 2 mid, 2 bot, and 1 top strategy. But then again, if Team Crit can capitalize this man advantage situation, they just can go bot and it will be a 4 versus 2 bot, and so they can just easily gang or get some kills.
Yeah, so it's a very interesting matchup. 2 MMs being picked up. I mean, okay, Roger, I guess, yeah, you could say he's an MM. He's also in a fighter in a sense, but or an assassin. But he's versatile in that way, but then I feel that he will have trouble soloing if he's on his own.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a fun match. I can feel it already, man.
Yeah, but I have to say that Team Strength, despite their name being Strength, they do not have a very beefy team.
Yeah,
They have strength in the sense of power. Their damage output is gonna be pretty disgusting, but it seems like Crit has the more better overall team compositions.
Exactly.
They got these tanky people, they got these engagers, and they have the damage from Lancelot and Selena.
But alright, so we're on to the first game in this match number 3 between TRL Hidden Strength versus TRL Hidden Crit. But anyway, it looks like the teams are texting that they want to remake, and now they are talking between each other whether they want to continue with it or stay in this game.
They say that they are picking the wrong heroes this time around, from my understanding.
Okay. Yeah.
There's something wrong with their picks, but it turns out they're just gonna keep playing away.
Yeah, I feel like that Cloud isn't supposed to be picked by Team Hidden Strength. That was a very unusual pick going into this team composition that they're playing. You got an Esmeralda, you got a Roger, you got a Louis and Atlas, and you probably need one more guy to tank some of the damage, probably like a fighter or just another tank. But they opted to pick for the Cloud top instead. So we'll see how this will go against the Freya. You know, once Freya stuns that Cloud, he will be able to run away, but we will see.
Oh, look at that, the damage of First Blood to Roger. That's a very much needed First Blood, and now it's gonna get him a slight gold lead, slight gold advantage, and it just makes him even closer to get that tower. But it looks like Atlas in trouble. No, Roger with another kill. Will he get a 3rd kill here? Oh, he goes for it, but unfortunately, he gets picked off by Lancelot right there.
Making that, and this is gonna make it 3-2-2, and now if
double
Lancelot,
kill. Well, Lancelot get another kill here. Oh, triple killed by Lancelot. Now that is a big turnaround. So one member from each team, each with 3 kills. It's gonna be still pretty close. It's now they have their hypers pretty fed, and now it's just a matter of protecting them.
Lancelot was thinking of going in there, but Cloud had to use his 2nd skill, and now I think he's trapped at the top lane. If he doesn't back, or if his team doesn't cover him up at the top lane, hits will be another kill from the Lancelot, making him 4-0-1. So this is not looking good for Team Hidden Strength at all. As you can see, they have 2 MM, which will be squishy if they kept this pace, feeding this Lancelot this lot of kills into the next team fight. Oh, it's gonna be a pickup from Selena, getting that kill to the Roger, now making him 3-2-2, although he got the better half of that first fight, and 1 minute ago he got 3 kills, but then again he just overcommitted and got punished by the Lancelot. So now they're gonna back off, disengage, get all the jungle items, get all your items, think about the objective, and just push after that. So now the top tower being taken down by Team Hidden Crit, making it 1-0 tower advantage, and that will spike their gold advantage to almost 1.5k ahead.
So
Yeah.
Chow waiting in this bush trying to get someone, and seems like the stun misses. Guess gets the turtle, but the ulti goes down by Chow. Chow picking up onto the Atlas. Now Uranus with a kill of his own.
So that was a good pickup. So they will deny this turtle away from them unless this 3-man from Hidden Strength can do something about this. So 2 members low already from Team Crate. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna fight, or are they still gonna stick with this turtle? So Roger getting stunned there. He won't be able to get that lot and will probably die because of this, as Team Crate are successfully gonna run away, baiting that engage from Team Hidden Strike. So now Team Hidden Strike, all they need to do is just run away, fight another day, think of another plan, and carry on. Because that was not a good play from that team. So now Chow just playing around with them. See Atlas, is he gonna ult? He does not ult. And now he is gonna get punished for that forward push from him, and he'll be backing off to the base for sure. But you guys see Cloud, is he gonna get caught by this 3-man roam at the top lane? But they don't notice the Cloud.
Oh,
and now
Roger
they're
in
gonna focus.
trouble now. There's 4 members.
But
And
now the Chow is gonna get punished for that. Lancelot going in. Is he gonna get this kill onto the Roger? He got slowed, he got CC'd, but he is unstoppable now. It's 5-0 to Lancelot. If he has his first kill, this will be an escape. But unfortunately, Esmeralda will get that shutdown kill onto him, giving him that extra gold for progressing through the next mid game. So that was pretty interesting from Team Crit. They went all in, but overall they just lose 1 player, which is very important. But anyway, Team Hidden Strength, it's not like they can do anything about it. They'll just have to play behind as usual, going against this Freya, which is pretty far ahead from this Cloud. And now the bottom lane Esmeralda against Uranus. Once again this Uranus winning his job, which is just pushing all the way, and now Selena almost taking down that Cloud. I guess that was a stun landing to him, and now the fight from the bot lane, and Esmeralda
Solo kill.
didn't expect that execute from this Uranus. This is why this Uranus is a really strong pick, but we see here if he's gonna get caught by this 2-man gank, but it looks like he's just gonna tickle him anyway. So now Chow thinking of whether he should wrong way to jump, but now he's gonna re-engage with his first kill, ulting this Louis for sure and killing her in the process. But now Uranus have to run away from this 3-man chase from Team Hidden Strength.
Oh,
But now
Roger being focused.
there will be the double kill from the Uranus, and also this will be the 4 kill to none trade by Team Hidden Crit. Oh man, this went from close to not close in just a few minutes. This is really unpredictable from both of these teams. It looks like the high risk, high reward pick from Team Hidden Crit is working very, very well. Aside from this Cloud unusual pick from Team Hidden Strike. Maybe it was true, maybe it was a mispick from them. So
Probably.
we might never know. We will get to that later after this game, but now we'll have to focus. They will have to focus on their game plan now. They kept getting hit by all these Selena stuns coming in their way, and that transitions anyway on the top lane. Cloud destroyed once again,
Exactly.
just from the 2-man. I'm pretty sure there was just 2 skills from 2 champions, and now he's dead. So now the Atlas trying to see if he can get an easy kill. Lancelot dashing in, dashing out. Is he gonna get that kill onto the no, he won't. So he backs off at the right place. This is gonna be a kill onto the bot lane. Shutdown for the Roger. It's 5-5-2 for him. So he is still pretty big, but compared to the Lancelot, he is still far ahead. So almost double the gold lead between the carries for both teams. So what do you think so far of this game?
So it's pretty dominant. It's always been Chow or the Uranus being in front of the team, bringing it, making it last longer while his team gathers around, and they end up turning the whole team fight around just like this. Like Chow right behind, he's going for the carries, he's going for the Louis, but he is all alone. There's no one there. There's no one backing him up, but looks like Lancelot is trying to go there, but it seems like he is not tanky enough. To the ulti by Louis goes down, but a few of his friends just went into the ulti and he left them. But it seems like Lancelot is gonna be chased by 3 members of Strength. He jumps over the wall, he gets away to safety, and it seems like he is safe for the time being.
There was a good play from the Lancelot going in 1 versus 4, knowing that the team have used all their CC and disengaging at the right time. So now Uranus once again being in your face type of champion. Now the Lancelot was thinking of going in, taking that Roger to 50, less than 50% HP. And now you guys can see the crazy regen from the Uranus, getting 200s, 300s of health every second. But now the Cloud are gonna go in, just trying to tickle this Freya. What? Okay, I thought the Cloud died right there. So, but now the Selena.
Oh,
is he
the
gonna
flicker though.
get caught? Yes, he will be finished by that Esmeralda ult. But will they see this mid lane push from the Yens? Will they focus on to him? And also the top lanes are also pushing for Team Hidden Strength. If they don't see this top lane, they will be able to get this trade for sure. These 2 kills for free, but at what cost? At the tower cost. So now it was still a good fight from them, nevertheless.
Oh, but Uranus though, he is in
he
trouble.
got
He gets
pulled
pulled back.
But Lancelot is there to cover him up, which is pretty funny. He's supposed to be the tank. He's supposed to protect Lancelot, but now it's the other way around. So, what a damage. Tons of damage by the late Louis right there. Lancelot dashing in. Is he gonna get the double kill? Yes, he will get into the double kill, but now he's thinking of engaging it back. Ooh, what a damage by the Lancelot, and the spear finish by the Selena, getting the 3-4-0 kill right there. So now the Cloud just misclicking his ult pretty much, because he did. I'm pretty disappointed with this Cloud pick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they're trying to make it work. They're trying to give him gold. He is farming. He has very close gold to Esmeralda. He has more than the Roger, surprisingly. But still, unfortunately, it's not that late into the game where he has his damage. He has his items yet. Oh, Chow with the dashes. Chow with the being able to run away. But no, it's not enough. Atlas now chasing up. But Atlas now in trouble. He ultis down. But unfortunately, that is not enough to save him. But looks like his team is forced to run away.
Yeah, I feel like it was maybe better if they let the Cloud hyper carry that and just push the Esmeralda and the Roger back at the offlane also. Now Cloud just dishing out some damage just to see whether the turtle is being done by them. But whoa, the Lancelot just dash in, 1 hit.
Oh, but
And
in trouble.
He will get shut down by this Cloud. He bit too much of this Team Hidden Strike, and now he's gonna get punished from them. But the Uranus are doing the same thing too. That will delay their victory, or will that be the start of a comeback? But we will never know for sure, because maybe Team Crit was for this 24-14, and now they're just playing with confidence right now.
Exactly. So,
Just-
I mean, at this point, it's
gonna be
solo
a-
almost.
But for sure he's gonna chase for this, but he won't. There you go, the Louis ult is coming in, but he nice snipe there by the Louis.
So, okay, Louis with a necklace is gonna be really annoying for this Uranus. Once Louis gets some damage onto Uranus, Uranus will have some trouble healing up with that passive. So, it's gonna sort of counter Uranus to some extent if the team fight lasts for quite a while. But we don't know yet how the game plan will go.
So both teams heavily invested on this top side of the map, but it looks like Team Hidden Strength are gonna back off because of Esmeralda pushing into the bottom lane, and also some minions were in the mid lane. But now, will they contest this Lord? But they won't have enough time, as Chow is gonna go in, is gonna ult the most important person in the team, which is the Cloud, and now the Roger's gonna get picked up, making that a double kill, or making that 2 kills for none. And now the Atlas is out of position. He will be taken down by Team Hidden Crit. This will be it, along with the Lord. 30 seconds, a long death timer for Team Hidden Strike. They just did a mistake, they just did a boo-boo, and now it's gonna be 1-0 for Team Crit for sure. So now the Esmeralda trying her best on clearing the minions, but will she be able to clear this road? Obviously no, and that will be the game. 1-0 to Team Hidden Crit. Beautiful performance by them, in a very dominating fashion, I would say. But it was a nice try by Team Hidden Strength, trying to fight that out, even though they were down in the lead, in a disadvantage, basically picking that Cloud if it was a real misclick on the heroes. But anyway, they still made that a pretty long game
Yep.
for Team Hidden Crit. So I feel like they still have a bit of power in them for this next second game.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel that in the beginning it was pretty close. I mean, Roger had that triple kill of his own. He was snowballing pretty early in the game, but meanwhile, Lancelot made a big comeback. He instead got 3 kills of his own, a killing spree, and it just kind of snowballed from there. I think it felt like Strength got a bit too overzealous. They got a bit too excited seeing that they won the early game, and they thought they could keep fighting, keep continuing to force out these fights, but unfortunately Lancelot was just way too slippery. They had this Lina setting up all the kills, and so it was just pretty much that's how it went from there on out.
Exactly. All these Selena picks, I would have to say, is very, very helpful for Team Hidden Crit. So basically, the team fights that they were mostly engaged in is because of they landed that Selena stun. So that was the most important part of their kit. But as they progressed, as they went from few squishy champions to now level 15, as you guys can see from the end of the game, level 15 to level 11 and 12 from Team Hidden Strength. They were just too far ahead. Level 14 Uranus just tanking it up, regenerating 300s, 400s points of HP.
Yeah.
Well, in a team fight, guys. So that is what lead them to this high kill differential. And anyway, the Freya pick.
Yep.
The Freya pick was very vital too. He won his lane against Cloud, even though it was not fair to say, but still against a range. Yeah. So still against a range hero, and in this level of players that
Yep.
are in the Mythic 1000, 2000s rank, it's not so easy
Yep.
to go against a range champion. So well played to most of the players from Team Crit for taking this W in the first match.
So Jimmy, I think hands down we could say Lancelot was the MVP of this game.
Hands down MVP of the game for sure.
So yes, we are gonna go into game number 2 as the players get ready once again. So the lobby is gonna be made very soon, momentarily. So stay tuned. Tell your friends. Get more viewers. Like our page. Watch us on either Facebook or YouTube or even on Twitch. You can show your enthusiasm, your support for the teams in the chat. As we can see, Paul Cole, he wants to do a shout out to Kanoyo Esports. So thank you for that. So we like your response. Please drop us any messages you want, and feel free to let us know how you're feeling, how you think the game is going.
Exactly. Root for your favorite team if they are playing, especially for our Filipino viewers right now. Root your team, spam the chat who you think is gonna win this next match of this best of 3 between TRL Hidden Crit and also TRL Hidden Strength.
Yes.
So anything you want to say before we take a break and let both of these teams prepare?
So yes, so coming up after this is gonna be match number 4, but unfortunately we won't be streaming that. This is the final game for the stream. We will be carrying on over onto Sunday. Sunday will start around roughly 2 p.m. onwards, and that would be the semi-finals and the finals. So the teams that qualify tonight, that win tonight, will qualify all the way into the semi-finals, where they'll be playing against each other for the prize of a total $300 US.
That's right.
So we will take a short break momentarily, and then we will be right back once all the players are ready. So don't go anywhere.
and on we'll go. Through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. The truth is running in our blood. The answers are lying here within.
I was telling everybody up your speed. That was a couple of years ago. And now I'm revving up for the never end, switching up gears. Got a couple of years to go. Here we go. As soon as you hear that go, Liverpool to Portsmouth, yeah, that chorus got the crowd screaming. I got the people screaming. Click, 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 hear the strap, seat belt, there it's back. Time to blow like I'm dynamo. No more disappearing act. I know you missed me, I missed you too. Sometimes that's what a miss will do. Like Tayo, I was cruising. Now it's time to take my steering back. One of the best to ever do it. A testament to this gang. And even in the wind, I never blew it. I swayed but kept to my lane. They call me Fleetwood Mac. I'm a Mac with a fleet. Still getting royalties, no spoiler, but I spoil you me. I got the crowd screaming. I got the people screaming. Make some noise. Still speeding. See the way I'm riding. Cameras can flash. Pretty lady by my side. Lewis Hamilton the rap. Foot down, moving mammoth on the track. And I don't need no GPS to see my manner on the map. Still representing my flag. And I've been all around the world, I've done laps. And I got the whole crowd raising the roof. I'm Nigel Man, so better take off hats. Sticks to the flats, to the base up max. People in the rain, better raise your hands. Let me hear you make some noise. They tried to give me a ticket, but I ripped it like a raffle. Tell them people I am Mr. Derek Sack. Pedal to the metal on the level, I ain't gonna settle for anything less than gold. I ain't gonna meddle around about, end up and down and out. Trying to build since I was a little kid, but never had an ego. Running through the fields and the meadows of Valley Valley, and now I'm on the hill. Watch your pedal, was able to make a fake boy, I can never make a real boy hard to steal. I ain't gonna stop until I do a couple million. I gave him a demo when I was told to do it, didn't get it back. I'm on the bill, get it fresh from the back. Bob's your uncle, Mike's up, can feel it because I've got the willpower, but the potential, and I've got the credentials, all of the essentials. When I get stressed from my BB rises, but I'm never gonna stop unless I need to get petrol. Still speeding. Still speeding.
All right, guys. So we are back. So it's some interesting news and unfortunate news deliver you. So it looks like we saw an earlier match between TRL Hidden Crit and TRL Hidden Strength. So we just got news that TRL Hidden Strength, despite they had a pretty good what's that resistance against the TRL crit, they have decided to pull themselves out for the second game, and so it gave an automatic buy for Team Crit to go on to the semifinals.
So, since Hidden Strength are forfeiting their second game, so that will advance Team Crit to go to the semifinal against.
So yes, we got Team Rat Tiger. So they have won against
Evil Interiors.
Yes, Evil Interiors. So then Evil Interiors, okay, I'm not sure how that went on.
Yeah.
But then basically they proceeded on to the semifinals. So
Right.
it would be one match to look out for.
Exactly. So in the semifinals, we got two Filipino teams, three Filipino teams advancing to the semifinals, and one of the teams will be going against Goodfellas Gaming. So stay tuned for that match tomorrow. But although we have some bad news, unfortunate news for you, we have also a good news that we are gonna stream the last quarterfinal for tonight's match, which is gonna be Team Indra against Team Public Mouth. So a Bruneian team against a Filipino team. This is once again gonna be spicy, gonna be filled with a lot of banters, and will be showcased with their own type of skills.
Yeah, exactly. So we are gonna get these teams ready. Unfortunately, we did not see another game between both TRL teams, but we hope that the next game would be just as interesting, as fun to watch as we expect. So don't go anywhere. We will get the players ready. We will be hosting a game, and we will give you as much coverage as we can about what's happening between these two teams. So bear with us. We will take a roughly 10-15 minute break while all these players are slowly logging in and getting it back into the game.
Right.
All right, guys. So we are back. This is gonna be our final announcement. So once again, just in from a couple of the teams, they have decided to withdraw themselves from the tournament. So giving up the victory for Public Mouth. So Public Mouth will be heading off into the semifinals. Indura, unfortunately, has decided to pull themselves out of this tournament.
Yeah, man. When we heard it, we were as shocked as you guys too. We were sad that we are not streaming this last game for this quarterfinal. But congrats to Team Public Mode. But sad news, unfortunate for Team Indura.
We were pretty hyped up for another game.
Yeah,
but
true.
unfortunately, the Endura has decided to pull out. So that would be the last of the games that we're streaming for tonight.
Yeah, that's right. But I still had fun. Live stream. I was streaming the couple of matches. This tonight.
Yep.
It was still packed with intense matchup.
But okay, but anyway, we shall move forward from here, and so we shall give you a rough rundown of what happened today. So we got Goodfellas versus Mythic Esports earlier on, and Goodfellas came up on top with a 2-0 victory over Mythic Esports. So they progressed themselves into the finals, where they'll be facing up against Public Mouth earlier tomorrow. So it'll be at 2 p.m. onwards. So we will be streaming that, and followed by the next semi-final match, which is between TRL Crit, Hidden Crit versus Rat Tigers. So it shall be a pretty interesting matchup. Again, a Brunei versus Brunei and a Philippine versus Philippine matchup. And whoever wins those will go on to the finals. There will still be a third and fourth place match.
That's right. That's true. There's
So,
still forget
plenty of matches to go on, plenty of matches to watch. So hopefully tomorrow will just be just as enjoyable as it has been the past few days. And if anything, we'll see a lot more plays by these teams, and all these teams will be able to showcase what they have been training up for.
And that's true. That's correct. So for tomorrow, what do you expect to happen between these teams?
So I mean, okay, so we got Goodfellas versus Public Mouth. Both teams have been performing pretty well, I would say. For they have been the dominant ones in their group stages, and you can see Goodfellas, although sometimes in some games they have been a bit shaky early game, but eventually I think they have a pretty good champion pool. They have a lot of heroes that they can use, and they utilize them pretty well. And if anything, we saw Goodfellas is always pretty good in the mid to late game. But as for Public Mouth, they are known for a lot of the forcing the team fights, getting the fight to them, and they like to go for all these engaging heroes, pretty strong heroes.
Yeah.
And so as for the other semi-final match, which is between Hidden Crit and Tigers, unfortunately we haven't seen much of Tigers. We haven't been streaming any of the games yet.
Exactly.
But I mean, judging from what we've known, what we've heard, is they won very convincingly against Evil
Interiors.
Yeah,
So they got
yes.
we heard they got the 2-0 win against them. So showing the other teams why they are a force to be reckoned with. So that is also the reason why they got through to the semifinals. So once again, very intense. It's a Brunei versus Brunei team for the semifinals, and also Philippines versus the Philippines. So anyway, before we wrap things up tonight, do you have anything to say, Farhan?
So I have to say that it's a very anticlimactic end to the day, but don't worry, tomorrow we still have the teams ready to go, and it will be an interesting semi-final match. There will be quite a number of matches to stream, and it should be an action-packed day tomorrow. So mark it on your calendars, make a reminder, make sure that you know it starts at 2 p.m. onwards, and if anything, it'll be a very interesting matchup because these are the best of the best teams of this tournament, where they definitely proved that they deserve to be in the semifinals.
All right. Before we end it, I just want to say we apologize if there was a lot of waiting for the viewers that are watching us, and also we apologize for any technical issues from our side. We tried to make the game as fair as possible, and we hope to achieve that for from the previous games and also for the next few games coming up tomorrow.
Exactly.
Anyway, that's all from me. I'm Jimmy.
And I'm Farhan. So thank you for watching and good night.
Good night. All right.
Thank